Fiveable's AP Comparative Government teacher. I'm here today to talk to you about Thailand's protests after their 2019 elections that is going on currently. First things first, let's talk about following Fiveable on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. They will give you the best information so that you can ace these AP exams. It is their mission, and mine too. So elections are generally seen as the will of the people, but they don't always happen that way. In most countries they do, but sometimes they just don't. And since 2014, Thailand's been under a military power. There was a coup d'etat there, and so the military's been in control. The protests of 2020 have sought to undo that. Here's what has happened since. So in 2019, the king he underwrites Prayut as the prime minister, and he keeps him in power, which he overtook in 2014. In November, the Constitutional Court disqualifies the very vocal opposition in Thanatorn Janguru Gunkit as a member of parliament. And they said he violated electoral law. He cannot do anything. He's very much against this. Several thousand protesters protest in Bangkok because they think that Thanatorn should not be disqualified. And there was an attempt to ban his Future Forward party. So the Constitutional Court in February of 2020 bans the Future Forward party, and then hundreds of people join a protest against that decision the very next day. In March, right when coronavirus is hitting, the authorities say no gatherings, no travel, state of emergency. A couple months pass, and finally on July 18th, the Free Youth Group draws about 2,500 people to protest in Bangkok, and they have three main demands: dissolve the parliament, amend the constitution, and end the harassing of critics. That's a big one. We're going to talk about that later. On August 3rd, a human rights lawyer, Aaron Nampa, makes a remarkable call, and he's asking for the a reform of a monarchy, and it's at this party that has a Harry Potter theme. So, yeah. On August 10th, students at Thammasat University have 10 demands to reform the monarchy, and that includes abolition of this lèse-majesté law, which is basically you're not allowed to criticize the monarchy. They want that gone. August 16th, more than 10,000 people are protesting in Bangkok's Democracy Monument. In mid-September, tens of thousands of people protest the biggest demonstration since 2014, and they're leading calls for the monarchy to go, as well as the removal of the Prayut. They then the next day install a plaque near the Grand Palace in Bangkok that says, Thailand belongs to the people, not the monarchy. It was removed the next day. And then a couple of days later, on September 24th, the parliament says, no, we're not going to we're going to delay constitutional changes. In October, there's scuffling with protesters with the police, and you can hear chants directed at the king's motorcade, which this doesn't happen in Thailand. The very next day, October 14th, tens of thousands of protesters march to Prayut's office, his government house, and establish a camp, and they demand his removal. They're not leaving. The police are trying to avert those jeering protesters as the Queen comes by. And the next day, on October 15th, the government orders emergency measures that include bans on gathering of 5 or more people and on news that could affect national security. So no more of that. This is very clearly still happening. And the way I found out about this, and the way that many of you may find out about this, is the hashtag what's happening in Thailand. There are many hashtags that go along with Thailand, but what's happening in Thailand is a big one. So definitely look at that to see the continued story of what happens. If this or anything in the world like this interests you, I'd be your teacher in AP CompGov. AP CompGov is a fascinating class. We talk about the UK, Russia, China, Nigeria, Iran, and Mexico in present time. It is a fascinating class. I love it so much, and I hope to see you there. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.